It's been a long week. And the past 2 days, as soon as I've woken up, I've wanted to quit. I've wanted to quit bad. Yesterday, I got 2 hours of sleep. Had to wake up at 4:25. Everything in me just wanted to curl up in a ball, get back into bed, and forget about all of my responsibility. Everything in me. And I almost didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel like I had that hunger that I usually do. But that's where the magic happens. Because in those lost, low moments where you feel like you have no control, and where you feel like you're not that disciplined person that you usually are, that's where the exponential growth happens. That's where the true resilience is built. Because I can feel it right now. I sat down at my desk and I couldn't even write in my journal. I couldn't even write. The thought of just doing 50 push-ups, which for me is nothing, the thought of doing 50 push-ups made me sick. The thought of a freezing cold shower made me sick. I knew I had to wake up at 4:25. I had to. I made the commitment, so I did. But the night before, I had work to do. I had been doing work. It was 2 a.m. I still had more to do. And I was like, I've got to be up in 2 hours and 25 minutes. And the excuses started to flood. I started to think, oh, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Damn right it's not going to be easy. That's why we do this. It's not supposed to be easy. If it's easy, there is no growth. And I kept telling myself that. It's not supposed to be easy. That is the whole point of all of this. The growth comes from pain. If it's easy, there is no point. I'm going to take a different route right here. I always explain based on what I've gone through. But I heard something at the beginning of the week, and it completely reinforced everything that I've been doing. I am by no means extremely intellectual in the fields of science and math and all that stuff. I really like language. I like to write. I like history. I'm good at math if I really try and pay attention to it. But I like to build things. That's what I like to do. I like to build, and that's why I like business so much. I just like to build. I like to create things. But when I learn about things that I'm going through, or things that apply directly to my life, I am obsessed. And I was listening to Andrew Huberman. And I know a lot of people that don't listen to Andrew Huberman because what he says, they say it's too sciencey. And I will agree, dude's got a really long intro on his podcast, and sometimes the way he talks seems very structured, which it is. But when you truly get into the depths, the meat of what he's talking about, it can be life-changing. So I want to try to elaborate in a more down-to-earth way something that he said on his podcast with David Goggins. And I would suggest you guys go listen to it, because if you can sit there and actually focus, it's very beneficial. He talked about the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. And basically what it is it's an area of the brain. And What happens when you go through something very hard? You make yourself do something very hard that you don't want to do. Not just adding more work into the day and not doing things that other people think are hard but are easy for you. It's not about things that you love. Like, I really, really love working out. Some days I don't want to go and I make myself go anyways, obviously, but I've gotten to the point after 6 years, it's not even a question. It's not, am I going to work out today? It's, what am I hitting today? What am I doing at the gym? But the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, we'll just call it the AMC. The AMC grows when you push yourself through something extremely hard that you don't want to do. It gets bigger. And the larger that your AMC is, the more you're able to push yourself through extremely hard things. And there's been a ton of studies, there's a bunch of data on, and not just like mouse studies, on actual humans. You'll hear Huberman talk about this. On actual humans, that in athletes, the AMC is much larger. In fat people, the AMC is much smaller. Now, when fat people go on a diet, when obese people, overweight people, people that don't take care of themselves at all, go on a diet and they stick to it, that diet might be something that's very easy for you to follow, but for them, for how much they've corroded their life to the point they've gotten to, their AMC is so small that they take on a diet, and even though it's hard, they hold themselves to it. The AMC actually grows. That anterior mid-cingulate cortex actually gets larger. And so the whole concept is, it's not just some foo-foo fairy tale that discipline compounds and snowballs. When I wake up every morning at 4:25, a bunch of people are in my comments because they feel like a bitch every time I tell them I wake up at 4:25 no matter what. What time do you go to bed then? 5:30 p.m.? No, I go to bed the same time you go to bed. I try to go to bed by 9:30, but just like the night before last night, I didn't get to bed till 2. I still woke up at 4:25. And people are like, oh, well, you're sacrificing sleep. Damn right I'm sacrificing sleep. Sleeping in is one of the things that I enjoy most. Waking up early is one of the hardest things for me, and that is why I do it. That's why I do it. Because every morning, I'm growing my anterior mid-cingulate cortex. And every morning that I take that cold shower, I'm growing my anterior mid-cingulate cortex. So do you have to wake up before the butt crack of dawn to be successful? Absolutely not. But does it extremely benefit you if that's something that's really hard for you? Fuck yeah, it does. Every morning. That's what I talk about, starting your day with that win. And people are like, that doesn't make sense. So I'm backing it with science. I'm physically expanding my capability to do harder things and continue to do it. The rubber band that I've talked about in some of my videos that I call discipline, and as you stretch the rubber band, the more tension you build in that cycle of discipline, it becomes easier, not in a sense of the task is easier, but you're on such a roll that you're like, I can't break this. I'm doing so good that I have to continue to build the tension. I have to continue to make progress. Continuing to make progress becomes more logical than sleeping in, than becoming lazy. here's the catch. When you grow that AMC, that anterior mid-cingulate cortex, it doesn't stay in a state of growth. As soon as you let the rubber band snap back, as soon as you miss a wake up, as soon as you wake up and you say, not today, I'm not going to do it. It doesn't feel easy. I'm not going to do it. Your AMC shrinks again. That is the catch. That is everyone's pitfall. That is where everyone destroys themselves. They get on a roll for 1 week. They get on a roll for 2 weeks. And then they have that one day. That one day that could be, it could be the wall that they have to get over to make it to the next level. It could be just the entry wall of now you can remain consistent if you make it over this wall until you get to the next obstacle. But because it's a little bit harder than what they're used to, they've grown their AMC, they've grown that anterior mid-cingulate cortex, they've built up a rubber band, they've built up a consistency for a week or two, and then it's a little bit harder. And they're like, not today. Boom! Right back. And then the next day they wake up and they're like, yesterday I missed. What's the point in doing it today? I'll just do this and I'll start again tomorrow. And then boom, it's even harder. Boom, boom, boom. Just as fast as you built it up, you can lose it. That's why you must stay consistent. That is why I commit to a time that is just unsurmountable for some. It's even unsurmountable for me. Some mornings I'm like, do I really have to do this? Do I really? But I made the commitment. And I know that if I have commitments, non-negotiables in place, and as long as I never fucking negotiate with them, I cannot go backwards. I will continually grow. Everything will get not easier as far as the task, but easier for me to accomplish, because what I can withstand has become greater. And as you build up that capacity to withstand, not only does that capacity become greater, the things you can accomplish become greater. The things that you can put yourself through become greater. And what happens with a greater struggle? A greater outcome. That is how you grow. That is how you make yourself do the things that you don't want to do. That is how you make yourself take on what feels impossible. But you have to conquer the little bitch that says, that's not for me. We can't do this. We can't. I'm not built like that guy. I wasn't raised like that guy. I don't have the capacity. Damn right you don't have the capacity, because you haven't built it, bitch. You think I was given this capacity? No. I cried. I struggled. I beat my head against my wall and against my bed in agony because I had to build it. And I failed and I fucked up. But I got back up. I got back up. There's mornings where I get in that cold shower and I'm at my breaking point. And as soon I don't want to get in, but as soon as I get in that water, I just let it immerse me. And I'm like, I will not give up. They will not bring me down. I cannot lose. I will not let it happen. I don't care how many setbacks that come into my life, I will crawl if I have to. I won't stop fighting. I won't stop fighting, bro. Not just for me, not just for my future, and not just for my family, but for you guys. I made the commitment. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to grow. But it's almost impossible when you don't have a driving point, when you don't have a machine inside of you that is greater than just yourself. Developing your physique, developing your body in and of itself is not enough value for you to push through on the days when it takes every single molecule inside of your body. Your brain knows. Your brain is smart. It's going to sit there and weigh the emotion that I feel right now, the feeling that I feel right now, a good physique. It's going to sit there and it's going to be like, I'm already happy with my physique. Or, you know, me having tits, me having a belly that sticks so far out that when I try to look down at the scale, I can't even see my toes. You know, right now, I'd rather sit in the bed. That's what it says. If you don't have something that is greater than just you, your physical body, your mind, the material objects that you want, thinking about a Lamborghini can only get you out of the bed sometimes. It might work once. Because you've trained yourself that in the moment, how you feel is greater than what you know you have to accomplish. And if it's just material objects, your material body, even just, you know, the basis of your mindset, in and of itself, it is not enough value to make yourself do what takes everything inside of you to do. But when you develop a purpose, when you develop a mission, when you develop a driving point that is greater than just you, oh man, nothing can stop you if you make the commitment. You know how many times I told myself I was gonna do it before I got into this wavelength of life where I actually fucking do it? It was a lot. And I don't know if that had to do with maturity, with experience. Maybe I just wasn't committed. Maybe I wasn't ready. Maybe it wasn't my time. But I'll tell you with 100% certainty, it's my fucking time, and I will not quit. I will not. You can count on that. When you can't count on anything else, you can count on me to not quit. I'm here to hold you accountable because I'm holding myself accountable at the highest level. I'm human. I struggle. I make mistakes. But the process that I've put in place, the habits that I've built, the mindset that I have created, the physique that I have created, the nutrition that I implement into my life that benefits every single one of those areas, my spirituality that keeps me grounded. I know that all of my accomplishments reflect to God, to my Lord, and not just on me. Everything keeps me on the path that I need to be on. I'm a sinner, 100%. I'm a sinner. I make mistakes every single day. I curse way too much. I have lustful thoughts. I have tendencies. I have, angry outbursts. I think about bad things. And every single thing that you guys deal with, I also deal with it. But the things I've identified in my life that I struggled with in the past, the vices, years ago struggling with pornography, not even, a year and a half ago smoking weed every day, all before that doing drugs, drinking, casual sex with women at a young age, all of these things that I have struggled with. But I've committed, I shall not indulge in these. I'm not perfect, but I will not let myself fall back into the trap because I made the commitment. I cut everything off behind me. I don't care what's in my past. All I care about is what I'm going to accomplish. I don't care about the pain. I don't care about what I've been through. I don't care about the setbacks. My sights are set on something greater. And when the noise starts to come in, when the memories, the thoughts start to come in, I'm on a mission to something greater. None of that matters. The old me is gone. The old me is not who I am. If you're sitting there and you don't feel like a disciplined person, and that's why you think you can't do it, all of this is a skill. All of it can be learned. You are not at some misfortune because you weren't born with it. Go fucking get it. Go get it. Because you can learn it, you can achieve it, and you can acquire it. But you have to want it bad enough. It takes effort to build discipline. And it takes sacrifice to put in enough effort to build the discipline. And once you've built the discipline, you must continue to partake in tasks that will grow it at the same rate. What's too difficult for you now will be your normal before long. But if you only push yourself to that same normal point that was too difficult for you before, eventually you'll go backwards. Because if you're not growing, you're dying. And it's proven by that anterior mid-cingulate cortex. If you're not consistently adding stimulus to it for it to grow and get bigger and get bigger, physically, the area of the brain, it grows. It's going to shrink. Your habits are going to shrink. Your mindset is going to shrink. Your resilience is going to shrink. You must stick to it. I know it's hard. I know you don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But I've made a commitment. And I will not give up on you guys. That is how you do the shit that you don't want to do. That is how. And I've created an unbreakable process. And all my guys in Aggression Fitness are on their path. They've been given the blueprint to their unbreakable process. But they're not alone, because they have each other. And not just me to help guide them, but me to show them how to become the man that can achieve what they want to achieve. It's not how you accomplish it. It's who you have to become to accomplish it. 'Cause every one of you is unique. And you have to develop yourself into the human being that is able to navigate your specialized story that's been created for you. And you can keep sitting there and being like, it's too hard for me. There's too many obstacles. There's too many things I have to go through. I wasn't built for this. And you can stay a little lazy son of a bitch, not accomplish anything, you know, maybe make 6 figures by the time you're 45, but you're just a number to the system. You're always trading your time for dollars. By the time you come home, you're so angry that you can't even spend the time that you want with your family. You're always insanely stressed. You've never built the tolerance to stress that you need by putting your body under, by inducing yourself in chosen stress, by going to the gym, by waking up early, by taking the ice bath, by holding yourself disciplined with the diet. You can do that if you want to be average. I don't know why the fuck you watched this video, but I think you know by now, if that is all that you want to achieve, you're going to be even lower than that. Because if you're just shooting for average, you're going to be even lower than that. Whatever the worst scenario that could come out of you just shooting for half-ass, it's probably where you're going to land. But the thing is, no matter how large your goals are, no matter how insane the destination that you want to reach sounds to other people, even sounds to you, if you shoot for it, there's no telling how great you will be. There's no telling what your genetic potential is. And every single one of you has a gift that you must capitalize on. But you must implement the process, the habits, and the mental and physical training that will push you there as a man. I don't care what excuses you guys in the comments have. I don't care. I see them. I even see some of you guys in my DMs. And what I think is funny is I'll have people that, I answer everyone that follows me and DMs me. I'll see people that send me a huge paragraph. They wouldn't even give me a follow, but they want me to help them with their problem just through the DM. What the fuck is wrong with you? You want me to come into your life and pour out into your life? You're not even gonna follow me? I don't answer those. And I see people in the comments, every one of them has an excuse, has a way to nitpick themselves out of what I said. Even if you're not a natural born salesperson, your brain can sell the fuck out of you because it knows what you want, it knows what you desire, and it knows every single one of your pain points. And if you haven't built up that willpower, that drive, and that resilience to conquer any pitfall, any struggle, any trough that you come across, it's gonna sell you every damn time. Close that motherfucker. ABC, always be closing, but on your own self. You will always be like, yeah, you're right. Why am I doing this? Like, there's no point. Revert back to your habits, and you're always going to be stuck in that cycle, and you wonder why you can never get out of it, and you wonder why you can never find your purpose. Your purpose will come. Don't try to chase, what's my passion that I'm going to monetize? You have it wrong. When you're chasing the greatest version of yourself every day, it falls into place. Your purpose is created. But you're never going to find your purpose until you have become the man that can act upon it. You're asking for something from the world, and you don't want to give anything for it. That's why all you guys in my DMs talking about, I've gotten my training on point and I eat right, but I can't seem to find purpose. Well, you haven't gotten your training, your diet, your mindset, and your habits on point, because if you did, you wouldn't be asking me for help. I'm there to help you find it. But don't come to me and say, I'm where I want to be, but I'm not where I want to be. Be honest. The only clients that I take on are the ones who come to me, they pour out their problems, and they're like, I need a fucking change and I know it. I need a change and I know it. As soon as I get on a call with a motherfucker, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm locked in, like, you know, I'm trained. I got on a call with this kid, and Buddy literally told me he goes to the gym like twice a week. He was like, nah, I'm completely locked in. And I saw his arms, they were like this big. And he was trying to tell me, he was like, yeah, I was like, why'd you get on a call with me then? He was like, just. Well, it was wonderful to meet you, bro. Have a great day. This is not for you. You're never, ever going to grow. I sit there every day. I still think I know nothing, bro. I know nothing. Every person I meet, I can learn from. And y'all might take this, the way I act on these aggression talks, as like a cockiness. It's not. It's just a certainty. I'm extremely kind. I'm extremely humble to the best of my ability. And in times when I'm not, I sit there and during my nightly meditation and stuff, and I reflect, and I'm like, you know what? Today, I was being extremely human. I was being extremely worldly. I could tell that was my pride. That was my ego. And I write it down, and I reflect on it, and I work on it. And when I get in this situation next time, I'm like, hold up, red light. Last time I did this. This was the outcome. This is how it made the person feel. Let me backtrack, fix the situation. Let me put the other person first in front of me. Put their emotions, their feeling first in front of me. And in all honesty, some of you keyboard warriors, you can feel me through the screen, because I'm not one of these influencers that come on here and it's just like spewing. I'm talking straight from my heart, and it's connecting to that screen. That's why you can feel me talking right now. No other reason. Because I look at this camera and I speak from the heart. I pull my thoughts directly and I feed them to you guys. And some of you can't handle it. And that's okay. But you're going to stay where you are for so long until you can look at yourself and say, I'm not making progress. I'm not where I want to be. I must make a change, and you have to be willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to go through what it takes to become who you are supposed to be, and so much more. And some of you just won't be called for it. You won't feel a calling. You'll just be average. You'll never do anything. That's okay. This channel's not for you. This channel is for those who are sick of who they were. Because I'm still sick of who I was. That's why I'm so far from it. And when you truly commit, everyone will see. Some people will start to cut you off. People will start to get jealous because you are reflecting on them that they're not willing to change like you did. When people say, oh, you changed. Yeah. Grew, but yeah, you didn't. You stayed the same. Why the fuck would I want to be around you, you weed? Fucking strangling the life out of everything because you want to stay right in the fucking place that you're in. Disgusting. Make the change. Push yourself through the hard things, no matter what. Because in all reality, bro, you're not gonna die. Oh, ice bath for 3 minutes. You're not gonna die, so what the fuck does it matter? It's literally just a feeling in your brain being like, oh, it's cold, it's cold. Do it anyways. That's what I tell myself in the morning too. I sit there and I'm like, hold up. I feel like shit. I feel super weak. I don't want to get in the cold shower. It's early in the morning, blah, 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 blah. Break it down to its most simple fact. It is literally cold water pouring on my skin, and I'm just, because of the way my brain works, the way my body chemistry works, the way my anatomy is, my brain realizes this is freezing cold. I don't want to do it. And then I get a feeling that makes me be like, ah, that's all that it fucking is. When I'm waking up in the morning, I'm not dying and I'm literally just standing up, but my brain was asleep and it was like, no, let me stay in comfort. What the fuck, bro? Really? That's what it is. That is what it is. With anything. I don't want to write this page in my journal. I'm literally sitting there and moving my hand back and forth and using my brain to think. What the fuck, bro? It's not hard. It's not hard. It feels super hard, but it's not hard. Oh, I've got to go into the gym and stimulate my muscle for an hour? It's not hard. It's the feeling. My responsibility does not change regardless of how I feel. And once you've transcended that little bitch, that little feeling, whatever you want to call it, everything changes. Everything changes. And I'll never go back. I'll never lose. I will put in the amount of effort required to make failure impossible, to make losing impossible. I love you guys dearly with all of my heart. Genuinely. That's why I get on here and make these videos, and I'll continue to make these videos. Raw. Just how they are. Just like this, they will continue. In a world full of pussies. Stay aggressive.